Greetings and salutations, welcome to episode 24 of our YouTube save. Only a couple of games to catch you up on, because today's going to be a little bit of a different episode. It's been ugly, to say the least. We started off the season quite well, and then it's been going downhill. So since the Northampton game, we got beaten 4-1 by Bristol Rovers. Sanchez Watt with our only goal, and Toure, the new signing, got sent off in the 75th minute. Brilliant. Next up, we drew 0-0 with Stevenage. Ball draw, fine with that, the way we were playing. And then got beaten by Blackpool 3-0. Reece Fielding getting a hat-trick. Brilliant. Okay, excellent. So here's the league table. We're okay. Remember, we only got promoted this season. Some of our players, we've only just gone full-time. You know, there's lots of stuff here, and there's 7 points. So it's not too bad. But what I wanted to do today, mainly because we've been on such a bad run, if we'd sprinkled in a few of these wins down here, then I wouldn't have been so bothered. But it's been so awful. I thought, let's build a tactic. So, we're going to build a tactic. There you go. That's how it works. So, mostly with my tactics, I have a certain few tactics I've developed over the last sort of few months. And they're kind of what I stick to. And then I try to sign players that fit that tactic. So, we're not in the transfer window now. So, we've only got the players we can't sign any new players. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at our team, find the best few players, find their perfect positions, and build the team around them. So let's say, for instance, our main strength, I would say, is we've got a really good striker. We've got one really good centre-back. We've got another two strikers who are very, very good and young. He's just coming back from injury, but he's going to be a very good striker. He's only 20 years old. And Muskie's also a decent striker. So my first instinct here is Sanchez Watt can play up front as well if needed. So my first instinct here is to play two up top. Just because I want to get these guys involved. I think we've got a decent... We can always sign a fourth striker as backup. Like I said, Sanchez Watt can play there. So, to begin with, I've just got a standard 4-4-2 formation. You know, the default FM tactic of 4-4-2. So we want to find out where our best players can play, what roles they can do. So he's best as an advanced forward or as a poacher. So the default one starts with an advanced forward. So excellent. Okay. We'll look at our next two other strikers. We've got a 6'1" guy who's best played as a target man. He's got decent mentals. He's got really good jumping reach, which is good, and okay heading. Good heading, 12. So he's definitely a decent target man. And let's look at Raul Asensio. He's best as a deep line forward, 6'1". His jumping reach is only 9. His heading's 12. So not too bad as a target man, but better as a deep line forward. But I think I haven't really used target man too much this season. So we're going to have a target man on support. Okay, and Muskie's going to play there. I think is perfect. Not a bad start. Obviously, goalkeeper is a goalkeeper. I'm not going to play receiver keeper, not at this level. You're just asking for trouble playing. I'm going to bring Cousins back in. Flinders played a couple of games, but he wasn't any better, to be honest. So if we look at what's our problem this season, if we go into the league and find ourselves... So we've scored 22 and we've let in 25. So we're scoring okay. Our defence is a bit leaky. There's only about sort of 5-6 teams that have got worse defence than us. So our previous tactic had a really attacking fullback system. So I think I'm going to not play with that system this time. I'm going to keep these guys on support. Next up, we've got our midfield. So we could go anywhere with this. We can go more attacking, have these guys here. We can go slightly more defensive, maybe like that. But let's have a look at our players. Let's have a look at our central midfielders. So we've got a number of central midfielders. We've got Toure, who's a very good young player who I'd like to get involved. Is best as a ball-winning midfielder. We've got Eastman, who's a decent backup. He's also a ball-winning midfielder. So those two players definitely suit the ball-winning midfielder role quite by a distance, actually. Tut's not really got that much game time yet, but he's at best as a playmaker. Joe Hanks, how long is he out for? Okay, 7 months. Okay, we can ignore him. He's not going to probably play for us again. And we have two central midfielders that also play attacking midfielders. Harry Pell's sort of losing it a bit, I would say. He's not that good anymore. We've killed him off. But Ryan Williams is still a very good player. Decent as an attacking forward, perhaps. We've got Sanchez Watt, who can play as a shadow striker. And we've got Piffer. I'm just looking to see if we've got players that could play that attacking midfield role. You know, something along these lines. There'll be lots of pause and thinking. Sorry for the just silence as I just look at it. Because if we were to have that player there, we've got Williams, we've got Bunjak who can also play there. Not that strong. That may be something I look to do in January, is to move that forward. I think we're still better off going with this. Okay, then our other sort of star man. We haven't got a fantastic left winger, but we've got a really good inside forward with Sanchez Watt. He's got decent enough finishing, good dribbling, good first touch, good composure. So he's a very good inside forward, and I'd like to play him that. So we're going to put him there, and we're going to make him an inside forward. So hopefully, with Musk winning the knockdowns, either knocking it onto Naby or heading it down to the supporting Sanchez Watt. That sounds like a plan. On the left-hand side, we're much more limited. We've got Piffer, who can play as a left midfielder. He's not very good as an attacking midfielder. We've got Perrin, who's a very good youngster that we could train as a left inside forward, but I don't think we want to go that attacking, to be honest. I want to maybe keep this guy back. So how long's Piffer out for? Only a couple of weeks, so we can. So he's comfortable as a winger. We got Bunjaku, who's prefers a winger there. He's not too bad. He's more of a backup player. But definitely somewhere we need to strengthen in the window. So maybe we just sort of fill in. I think Piffer's going to fill in as the midfielder left. To be honest, let's put him in. Well, obviously, we'll have to change him for the game, but just so we know that. And then Bajaku can be back up. Now, these central midfield duties, right? We want one of these guys to be a ball-winning midfielder. We know we've got two really good ball-winning midfielders. And just to offer that support to the defensive line, because he's going to be bombing forward. So we need this guy to fill in, get these holes, fill in these holes as you do. He's a hole filler. Ooh, misses. So we're going to put Abdoulaye Touré in for that position. Happy to be there. So the last position, let's look who we actually want to fill that position. So we want probably Ryan Williams as our next best central midfielder, and he's our set piece taker as well. And he likes playing as a central midfielder, but he's equally adept at pretty much playing any of those roles. So I think a deep line playmaker role might suit him quite well. And what's his passing? Passing's decent at 13. Decision making's 10. He's got decent technique. Yeah, I like him as a deep line playmaker. So that is what we shall do. I'll put him on support. I don't usually go for these asymmetric formations. It's kind of freaking me out a bit. But I thought, why not? Let's just have a go. If it goes, if it goes tits up, we just move back to something we know a bit more about. So then we bring Ryan Williams in. Okay, so we have our top 6 there. So defensively, Scott Wharton, Webster's out for 5 weeks. He's suspended. So Scott Wharton, limited defender. I probably will make these both limited defenders just because the technical ability for these lower league players is not the highest. So we'll make these guys' lives a bit easier by letting them play as limited defenders. And then fullback support on the right is this. That's like nailed in. He's probably my favourite player of the team at the moment, Flanagan. And then the two left backs we've got, I did promise Bowler a bit of time, and he's been playing actually better anyway, so we're going to give Bowler a game. They're both comfortable playing that position. Okay, so I think that's kind of the basic setup. It's kind of a weird formation, but if you don't try it, you don't know, right? Alright, how do we want to play? What's our mentality? We're mainly underdogs in these games. Remember, just been promoted, favourites for relegation. So I think just dropping it to counter to start with anyway. We'll keep that unflexible. How do we want to play? Now, if we go back and look at our team, what's going to be happening? So, we've got a target man. And we've got two players feeding off this target man. Watts and Naby are both feeding off this target man. So maybe we need to include him more, try and get balls to him. So we don't want to go really short passing necessarily. Maybe we want to go slightly longer ball and aim for the target man. We don't want to go like crazy, as in pump the ball into the box. That's just rubbish. That's like when you're desperate. But I think we can just go a little bit longer passing. We know that Naby and Sanchez have both got decent pace, so we could do pass into space, but that doesn't help the target man. No, we'll stick with that. If we want to relatively stick to positions, do we want to be more expressive? I don't think. Not so initially. One thing I say, whenever building a tactic, don't do too many of these team instructions, because then you're like, well, which ones worked and which ones didn't. It's hard to work out. So do a couple and then see what's happening, and then maybe add a couple more or change a couple, etc, etc. Don't add 10 of these and then go, I'd have no idea which is working and which is not. So yeah, so I almost don't want to change really too much. Closing down, do we want to be a pressing team? No, I'm thinking we leave it almost, just slightly more direct. We can look at something, a couple of the individuals. I don't like, same again, I don't like changing too many of these to begin with. But what we could do is we can say aim for the target man. So we're aiming to feed this guy in, which makes sense. Sanchez, what? We can do him. So he won't always do it. It's just it means more likely they're going to try and aim for the target man. So we've got basically our inside forward and our winger aiming for the target man. Do we want to do anything else with this? No, I think that's good. I think what I would like to do is just worry the defenders, try and win the ball high up the field. So, like, especially with those short passes back to the goalkeeper, because we're at this level that mistakes are made, I can get this guy to charge down the defenders, force them into something stupid. Okay, so the ball winning midfielder, I don't think we will. No, I don't think we want to go crazy with these. Left back and right back, we want to say aim for the target man. We're going to try. I haven't really used target man too much this season. Like I said, don't copy this tactic because it might be shit. Come back in like 3 episodes time and see how we've done, and then look. Because like I said, this is the beginnings of a tactic. You don't just make one big change and then go, right, that's it. You guys are sorted. And the good thing is, without making too many stupid team instructions and shape and mentality, changing it too much, they're not too worried. They can learn the changes quite easily. They're already happy with the width and the passing style and the marking and the closing down. So that's not. I'm not asking them to do anything drastic, which you then have to sort of have a pre-season or wait a month before they're comfortable playing in that positions. Right. So I think we've done it. So we're playing Southend in the FA Cup. It's not the ideal first game for this tactic. Where are Southend? Yeah, it's not ideal. They're in League One, so they're struggling a little bit in League One. Oh, okay. Thank you, board. Thank you, Google, for your 160 grand. Nice. That keeps us in the profit this season. Yeah. So some of the big things we want to take into account when building a tactic are you generally the better team? When, like, on average, are you the better team than the teams you're playing? So if your favourite's promotion, then yes, you're the better team most of the time. I don't like to have lots of tactics that I swap to depending on home and away games. I'm just too lazy, mainly, I think, for that. So I like to sort of pick something that generally works. And we are the underdogs going into 90% of our games this season, probably more than that. So I think counter-attacking works slightly better. Let's not do anything crazy. You can look at these tactical team instructions, but to be honest, if you look at the staff you've got at this level, I'm not sure if they know any more than my dog about tactics. So I'm just going to ignore them. Go with your gut. Okay. Please leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you're new to the channel. That would be fantastic. It lets me know that you're enjoying the series and all that good stuff. Right. I've been wittering on for ages, but what I will do is we'll play this game, and then I'll play maybe 2 or 3 games with the exact same tactics. I won't even tweak, even if I feel like something needs a tweak. I won't tweak it, just so we can have a look at those 3 games when we come back, and then make the tweaks in the next episode. So I hope you guys are getting something out of it. I'm going to preface this whole thing by saying I'm no tactical wizard. Over the years I've made some decent tactics, without being like spectacular or like feel like it's great game breaking. Right. So we have our team. We also know that Piffer's injured, so I'm going to bring. I wonder if Ben White can play left midfield because he's not bad going forward. Okay, Bunjaku can come in. He's not had much of a chance, to be fair, so we'll give him a game. Do need to sort of get rid of some of these players, to be honest. Far too many players, but we have got a couple of injuries. So, right, Braithwaite can come in as our main set and I'm back, and you can come in as a defensive player. Tyler Reid, and then we'll have Craig Eastman as our holding. We'll have Harry Pell, and we've got Perrin. And I'm just thinking about something. Hang on. This left area is really weak, but we can play Sanchez Watt as a winger on the left hand side. Yeah, slight change of plans. Slight change of plans, people. Because I was just thinking, I'll show you why. The Bunjaku's pretty rubbish, but we've also got Perrin, who's a very good player, and we've also got Quintero, who's a fantastic young player that I want to give game time to. So I'd rather that if we're playing Sanchez on the right, that's 3 players on the right. The maths doesn't add up. Perrin's a really good youngster, so I'd rather give him some game time. So we are going slightly more attacking. We'll keep. Yeah, so we're going to go winger. But we're going to keep him on attack. We want to keep that kind of inside forward-esque role. We're still aiming for the target man. I think that's fine. Sanchez, what? I could ask him to get further forward. No, I think we'll keep him on support. We just need somebody to hold that. There's going to be quite a gap here, so we don't mind that sort of Thierry Henry-esque role. Sanchez Watt has never been compared to Thierry Henry. Yeah, no, I think we'll go with that. We'll go with that. That gets our best players in the team. That's one of the big things. We'll get Flinders on the for the under-21s. Like I said, this could go. Well, we're playing the league above, so who? Oh, okay. Muskie's a bit knackered. Sensio's not he's a decent target man. He's okay at target man. His anticipation is fucking dreadful. Oh, what's happening? Just gets smacked with the ball a lot in his face. But other than that, he's actually alright as a target man. If the target man works to any sort of... I know I'm sort of forcing him slightly in that position. But if the target man works in any way, shape or form, then we can look in January to get another target man that sort of suits it better. But we just kind of want to know if this really works. And the good thing is, we're expected to get relegated. So we've got... It doesn't matter if we lose a couple of games. Right, so this is the FA Cup. Yeah, we're probably going to get demolished no matter what formation we play. These are a League One side. I think they're sort of 16th, 17th in the league. Probably way too attacking formation to play against them. Ho-hum. Right, come on, boys. An upset would be quite cheeky. If you could pass to each other. Right, sip of tea for luck. Nice Williams. Naby. Toure, the ball-winning midfielder. Williams. And just watch the play. You've built a new tactic. If you want to be really anal, right, you can go into watch the whole match, right? But I am fucking no way am I watching the whole match on Football Manager. I'm sorry, like I haven't got the patience to do that anymore. I used to when I was like younger, I guess. But I just can't be asked to watch the whole match. You get a much better idea watching the whole match, or even I suppose what would be better is actually watch it in 2D. That's my tip, rather than watch the whole match because that's a ball ache. Watch it in 2D just so you can see the shape of the team better. I prefer 3D, that's why I'm doing it. And that's my series. So, yeah. But that's a really good way of doing it. Is look at just pay more attention and watch it in 2D if you don't already. Just to see the positional. It's a lot easier to see the positions. That's a good ball forward. Perrin. Go on. Cross it. Oh, you're so selfish. There was 2 men. That was really nice to see. We had 3 attackers there. He should have passed it, obviously. But the fact they were there waiting is fantastic. Right. Well, shit on me. This is working okay. The stats pretty even. This is, and then also look at your strengths and weaknesses. So make sure on the stats that you've got all your stats on there, and add the ones that you don't have, like clear cut chances, half cut chances, woodwork and stuff, so you get a better idea. Come on, win that. But don't worry about certain things depending on your formation. So the formation we've picked is quite an attacking 4-4-2 or 4-2-4, however you want to go with it. And we're playing slightly longer ball. So don't worry about possession. You're not going to win the possession battle very much unless they're doing a sort of similar thing. You might win it. But most of the time you're going to lose the possession battle. This is not what this formation is about. We're not retaining possession. We're not doing shorter passing, which all helps with possession. We're trying something a bit different. Go on. Oh, that's a wonderful ball across. And Sensio gets his first, second goal for the club. 1-0. If we win this game, though, to be fair, I'm going to declare myself as the next Alex Ferguson. I'm a tactical genius. But it's a pretty even game, to be fair. They could be playing their under-18s. Who knows? Yeah, so like 44 possession compared to my normal ones, I'll be like, oh shit, why is it not working? Because generally most of my tactics are possession-based, but this really isn't. And also, with the ratings, sorry if I'm waffling a lot this episode, guys. Do apologise. If I am just waffling way too much, just do tell me, please. I am very open to criticism, not just criticism, but constructive criticism. if there's certain players that are always getting a bad rating, let's say, for instance, that you knew that Ryan Williams was like your best player at the club, but he kept getting, in this new formation, a 6.5 rating. It could be that he's just never getting the ball. He's just not involved. There's something wrong with his position. So you can click on them in the match engine, so it always highlights their name. So you can just watch him. Where's he going? Why is he not finding space? Or why is he not getting the ball? Or giving it away? Or something like that. There is certain roles that are much harder to work out because defensive, I've always found on Football Manager for the last sort of maybe 5 years that ball-winning midfielders and defensive midfielders struggle to get good ratings regardless of how good they are. You know, you could have Makaleli as your defensive midfielder or Patrick Vieira and he'd struggle to get a good rating. So that takes away. If you can get a good an average rating of 7 for a purely defensive midfielder, then that's pretty good. Same as goalkeepers, a 7 is good. So at the moment we've got actually a decent all-round. We've got Perrin, who's got a very bad rating. Like this, don't do it off one rating. I'm just saying if you do over a course of 5-10 games or whatever, and that position always seems to get a bad rating. But just looking at it, we've got Mark Bowler, who's not got a good rating. Flanagan's doing slightly better on the other side, and Perrin's not been involved too much. That could be just him this game, or it could be any number of reasons. But if you always find that, let's say in this tactic, our winger on the right-hand side is just always getting a bad rating, then maybe something needs to be done about that position. So it's like going, okay, well, do I need to move him? Do I play him wider, or do I play him narrower, or do I change his role to get him involved? Oh, there's a big space there. Okay, come on, boys. Okay, I'm not a tactical genius, boys. The truth's out. To be fair, regardless of what happens this episode, I'm quite happy. Like I said, we know the most of the stuff on the tactic we're okay with. You know, they've learnt how to play this method, as in structurally and stuff like that, but they're still learning the formation and everything, so it's going to take some time. Okay, I'm really not a tactical genius. I take it back. I'm sorry, computer. Don't punish me. Good save with his feet. Right, Ryan Williams, who's having a cracking game, is getting very knackered, so we're going to just take him off. There's no point risking it. We're not too worried about the cups this season, to be honest. It's just kind of secure ourselves in this league. Centre-backs are both having a good game, especially Scott Wharton. He was one of our guys that we wanted to sort of try and build this team round. Naby's not had too much, but as I said, this is a hard one anyway, because we're playing a team against a division above. But I'll take a replay. It's a little bit of cash. Go on. I want to take a replay. I just said I'll take a replay. You can't take it back. One thing I haven't done a massive amount with this season is the set pieces. What a good save. The set pieces I haven't done a great deal with. I remember on previous versions of FM somebody had come out with a tactic or come out with a thing that allowed you to score way too many goals from set pieces. And I found a couple previously in previous FMs, look at the blocks coming in, that allowed you to get good too many goals, like realistically too many, and I hate that, because that's kind of like, well, that's broken to me. That's just a bug. So I've tried to make it so I score loads from corners, but then if I start scoring unrealistic amount, then I'll take it off because it's just wrong. But defensively, I suppose I could work on more, especially. Okay, that's a bit hopeful. So we've tied badly in the second half, as you can see. Come on, let's just hold on. Come on. So we're hitting those balls forward. They don't have to work often, you see. That's why we're losing possession, which is fine, because we're going to lose out on those balls forward, especially because our target man isn't massively a target man, really. To be fair. It could be that we decide to keep going long ball, but rather aim for a target man, we go long ball and do pass into space, because if we decide that actually let's use the speed of our players, which Naby's pretty quick and Sanchez Watt's pretty quick on the right and left hand side now, that we use that instead. So it's just balls over the top that we run onto rather than aim for somebody's head. Well, this is a fantastic result. They definitely beat us second half chances wise, but actually we held on well. We got a replay, a little bit of money. Very happy with that. Centre-back played fantastically well. Scott Wharton with an 8.2. Without scoring a goal, that is very, very good. Yeah, lucky to draw. That's fine. I would have taken that all day long. Right, Moss is listed for loan, is he? Okay. So what I'll do is I'll play the next, let's say 4 games. We'll ignore the Southampton game because we're probably going to get beaten on that one, right? So, no offence to the players. I'll play 3 more league games, but I won't change. I won't tinker with it at all. Normally I probably would make a little few tinkers, but I won't tinker with it at all. We'll come back next episode and have a look at those 3 league games and the cup game and work out what's gone on. Is anything working at all, or does it just need a little few tweaks? And then we'll go through the tweaks and play a couple of games. How does that sound? Right, this has been a long enough episode. Sorry for waffling on. Like I said, let me know if you're not into this sort of crap. You just want to see me play games. That's fine. I love you all. I will see you next episode. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know the drill. Mwah! Bye bye. I don't know why I blew you a kiss. That's kind of. I know I say I love you, but blowing a kiss is a bit too far. Sorry. I'll take that back. It's gone. Never happened. Bye bye.